Today we're going to quickly go over some vocabulary that you will need for the first unit. Some of these may be words you've heard or seen before, some of them may be completely new. I'm not going to write a formal definition in here. This is for you to write whatever definition makes sense to you. I will give you a formal definition in the next unit, or the next page, but I am going to write down an example as I explain. So a variable is basically just a letter that represents some unknown number. Most of the time in Algebra 1 you see letters such as X, Y, Z, it could be A, B, C, it doesn't matter what letter it is, you'll see them all. The next word constant. A constant is a fixed number. Usually it's on its own. So the number 7 would be a constant, 13, -2. These are all constants. It's basically just a number by itself that doesn't change. Our next term is term. It can be a constant or a variable or a combination of both. It's usually separated by plus sign, minus sign, or even possibly a division sign. So the number 3 could be considered a term, the letter A is a term, or you could have a combination like 3x or 8x, 2ab, those are all terms. Next, we have like terms. It's terms whose variables are the same. So like A would go with A, X would go with X, or for example, if we had a 4x squared, it would have to go with another x squared, such as 22x squared. Those are like terms because they both have x squared. Next, we have coefficient. So a coefficient is going to be the number being multiplied by the variable. Generally, it's in front of it. So for example, if we had 16x, the number 16, that would be the coefficient. It's being multiplied by the x. The next word we have is solution. The solution is just an answer to a problem. So for example, if I had 3x equals 6, the solution would be x equals 2, because 3 times 2 equals 6. It's what's unknown that we are finding, the solution to that problem. Next, we're going to talk about distribute. Distributing just means to multiply every term inside the parentheses by the term on the outside. So for example, if I had 2x minus 5, to distribute would mean to take this 2 and multiply it by the x and multiply it by the -5. It's just giving it to everything inside. Next, we have solve. So solving is finding a value that we can put in place of a variable that means the equation is true. So I'm going to use the same equation I used earlier, 3x equals 6. So we figure out, hey, what would go here to make that true? So we know 3 times 2 equals 6, so x equals 2. This is the process of solving, going from the unknown to the known. Next, we have equation. An equation is a statement that the values of two mathematical expressions are equal. Generally, it's indicated by the actual equal sign. So if I told you 5x squared equals 16x minus 9, this is an expression and that's an expression. Putting them equal to each other makes it an equation. Next, we talk about just a plain expression. That would be something by itself without the equal sign. So an expression could be like 12ab, that's an expression, or I could do like 12ab plus 6bc. That is also an expression because there's no equal sign here. Literal equation, it's an equation that exists or that consists primarily of letters. So for example, y equals mx plus b, that's an equation because it has the equal sign, but it's all letters. That is what a literal equation is. Next, we have formula. Formula is just a type of a literal equation. It's usually for something specific, like a specific relationship, like area equals length times width, or one you may have worked with before, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's a formula because it goes to something specific. All right, these are your terms for this unit.